Hey everybody, welcome back to The Odds Couple. I'm Sid Rosenberg alongside expert handicapper, my dear friend, the esteemed Marc Lawrence, publisher of Playbook.com, which is as good as it gets. It is great to see you.
Likewise, Sid, good to be back with you for the playoffs.
Yeah, we got a good week last week, by the way, under our belts, divisional round this weekend. 4 more big matchups, Marc. Now, last week we both went 1-0. Your best bet came through. You had the Ravens, and I had the Jets. So pretty good job out of you and I last week, each 1-0. We will offer our best bets for the weekend later on in segment number 2. For now, Marc, we're going to discuss some futures. Let's check out the best values to win Super Bowl 44 right here in our own backyard in Miami. That's exciting.
There's a lot of value on this playoff card here, Sid, because it's basically wide open. I mean, there's no real true favorite that everybody's going to have to beat and knock down to get to the Super Bowl. I think there's a lot of value on this card here.
Agreed. Now, the Colts right now are the favorite. They're at 5-2, but there are some people that are a little nervous about the Colts. I'm not. I'll tell you why later, because they really haven't played a meaningful football game since beating Jacksonville about a month ago. I'm a little surprised they go up at the favorite, even though they've got Peyton Manning.
Well, they're the favorite largely because they were the undefeated football team until they decided to rest the regulars. So they could have well come into these playoffs undefeated and been the New England Patriots of 2 years ago. Okay, that's the condition that they're in here. But I see holes with this Indianapolis Colts football team, and I say holes, and I say that because you go back and you look, the last 9 games they played, they've been outstatted in 7 of those 9 football games. They're not winning games on the field where it counts. A poor rushing offense, a poor rushing defense, and you know they've gone 1 and out 2 years in a row,
yes.
3 of the last 4 years here. So it's a habit for this football team here. So I think they're beatable.
Oh, that's a pretty good point. Now, the teams right behind them, San Diego, obviously they've won 11 in a row. They've got the Jets coming up. And the Saints, although, again, the Saints, they've not won a football game in a month when you consider the fact they dropped their last 3 regular season games, and they were off in week 1. It has literally been a month since the Saints won a football game.
You know, 3 losses in a row, it's a real rare occurrence in the National Football League playoffs. And, in fact, I'll throw this stat out here right now. Teams in the playoffs off 3 losses in a row, as the Saints are, do real well. 3 times it's happened, they've blown out their opponents all 3 times. So Arizona had better bring their A game in this football game here because the Saints aren't as bad as they come into this contest.
Wow, that's a great stat. Now,
yes.
The Cardinals are at the bottom. They are a 20-1 long shot, and this is a team that still went to the Super Bowl last year, obviously giving up 45 points to the Green Bay Packers. Their defense isn't scaring anybody, but offensively, 1 or 5 more touchdowns last week, still very prolific in that passing game at 20-1. You just made an argument for the Saints, but at 20-1, what kind of value are the Cardinals?
Well, there's a lot of value if you look at what they've done here under Ken Wisenhunt.
Right.
Okay, as an underdog, how about they've not lost this year to the spread? Okay, they've been an underdog 8 times. They've won 7 games straight up in upset fashion.
Wow.
So they know how to perform in underdog roles, do the Arizona Cardinals here. The only thing I question here is the 51 points they left on the scoreboard the last game. It's very, very difficult to come back with back-to-back offensive efforts like that.
Fair enough. And then finally, on the way out, then we'll get back to our pick segment here. The Jets, that thing was about 9 in the beginning of the week. That thing is down to 6. So Rex Ryan not just convincing his own football team, but convincing Las Vegas as well.
Well, he's doing that because of what all the handicappers love, and that's running the football and stopping the run. He does both of those things real well. You bring the #1 ranked defense into this football contest here, taking a touchdown. That gets all the sharp money. That's why this number has come down.
Fair enough. 4 big games coming up this weekend. The 2 inside the NFC. Tony Romo and the Cowboys taking on Brett Favre and the Vikings. Kurt Warner and the Cardinals taking on Drew Brees and the Saints. And, of course, the 2 inside the AFC. The Jets taking on San Diego and Peyton Manning and the Colts taking on the Baltimore Ravens. All right, we get back. Marc and I will each offer our best bet for the weekend. Again, last week we were 2-0 combined. We'll give you the winners on the Odds Couple.